Thank you for joining us. A memorial service began the morning in Columbia for the late civil rights activist and Greenville native Reverend Jesse Jackson.
He is being honored at the South Carolina Statehouse today. We have live team coverage beginning with 7 News anchor Kelsey O'Donnell, who's live outside of the Statehouse. There, Kelsey.
Yeah, Amy, Fred, today is a very somber day, but a moment of grief for these people. But I do want to point out that there are a ton of people still in line with a lot of smiles honoring Reverend Jesse Jackson, who died just about 2 weeks ago from a rare neurological disorder. Now, we were going to take you inside. We are at this point expecting people to be able to go inside and pay their final respects here to the Greenville native. However, they are still in that private ceremony right now. I want to take a step out of the frame so you can see some of the people that are lined up. To speak of the significance of this, there are hundreds of people who are wrapped around the side of the building right now. They're from all over the place, guys. We've seen people who have driven in from Columbia, from Chicago, rather, I should say. We've seen people from the upstate, and it's a wide range of people. There's different demographics, people of all different ages who have a bunch of historical significance. They want to come out here and pay their respects to the Reverend Jesse Jackson, who played a big role here in South Carolina. So this right now really is a homecoming for him. His family is here. He is a Greenville native. He's a civil rights icon that many people really just want to come and pay their respects. Now, I did just get off the phone with the Rainbow Push Coalition just a couple of minutes ago. They said they are wrapping up inside, and when we do have that camera, we will take you inside to be able to see where Reverend Jackson's body is lying in the Capitol Rotunda. I do want to make note as we watched the procession as it came from the funeral home today. His casket was drawn by a horse and carriage. The South Carolina State Highway Patrol Honor Guard escorted him inside as well. The Rainbow Push Coalition did tell us inside there are a lot of state and local leaders. His entire family is here, with the exception to his wife, Jacqueline Jackson, and Congressman Jackson is not here as well. Jacqueline was battling an illness, and her son stayed back to stay with him. But again, siblings are here. There are siblings that spoke here today inside, as well as Judge Greg Mathis, we're getting word of, and several state and local leaders inside as well. I know we have team coverage here today. There are a lot of people from all over the place. Some really great powerful impacts that we're learning out here. As young as a 1-year-old that was out here, and the mother wanted to just tell us that she wants to make sure that her son at 1 year old is a part of history. So just speaks to the impact that he really had here in South Carolina, and essentially this is a homecoming for those here in the Carolinas to be able to say their final goodbyes to Reverend Jesse Jackson. Of course, we will have continued coverage throughout the day, and we'll have much more later on. Guys, back to you.
All right, thank you, Kelsey. Our coverage continues. Hundreds of people flooded the Statehouse today to pay their respects to the late Reverend Jesse Jackson. 7 News' Simone Jameson spoke with some of those visitors. She's also live in Columbia with more. Okay, we're going to have to hold off on getting back with Simone in just a moment. Of course, there is a look at that line from earlier today. Some of the visitors we spoke with came from Lexington County, others from as far away as Ohio, all to lay their eyes on Reverend Jackson's casket and be included in what some say is a pivotal moment in the country and in history. Some tell us Reverend Jackson inspired them to get involved with their local chapters of the NAACP and encourage young people to take up space in leadership. They say Jackson's death is a tremendous blow that will be felt for generations both nationwide and internationally. Andrel Sumter brought her grandchildren to the Statehouse today and says the aspects of the Reverend's legacy her family took to heart were his motivational speeches and his diplomacy overseas.
I remember the great speech in the 80s, and the Keep Hope Alive, and how it was another moment of feeling proud to be a black woman. And I was so saddened when I heard about him passing, because we're losing all of our icons.
Other visitors of the Statehouse said that they couldn't find one bad to say about the Reverend. They also say they were committed to carrying on Jackson's legacy of kindness and treating others fairly in their everyday lives. Our coverage will continue throughout the day, both here on 7 News today at 4 and also on WSPA.com.